Hello there. Welcome to Jacques'Way. I'm Jacques. Today's topic, financial stability. Now that's something that's very dear to my heart. All of us really inspired to achieve some form of financial stability. However, I just think that we're not doing what we need in order to secure that financial stability. What I'm going to share with you today is no secret. This is available to you. If you have a steady income and at the end of the month you have no idea where your money is going, or if you have a friend that's in that situation, then this video is for you. I want you to pay close attention to what I'm about to say here. After dealing with countless thousands of people, it seems like the number one reason why people don't do well is excuses. You owe it to yourself and your family. Imagine a life free of debt, peace of mind, where you have enough to live a meaningful life. I'm going to teach and show you how 3 simple principles, if put into practice, can allow you to build the skills that you need in order to obtain financial stability. The first principle is to establish a budget. It will provide some insight on how you're spending your money. As you work on your budget, I want you to keep in mind your needs and your wants. I want you to use the 50-30-20 rule. Basically, use 50% of your income to cover your needs. And those are housing expenses, whether it's a mortgage or rent, health insurance, groceries, car payments. And I want you to use 30% of your income to cover your wants. Those include shopping, hobbies, going out, dining out, and the remaining 20%, I want you to save it. Later, I'm going to talk about how you need to treat your saving. I've been following a budget now for the better part of the last 10 years. You don't have to take giant steps. Take baby steps until you get there. The second principle that I'm going to talk about is to live below your means. It's important that you follow your budget. I know it's not easy. I applaud you to resist the urge to engage in what I call purchase to impress. I will illustrate this with 2 of my very close friends, Henry and James. Well, Henry is a brain surgeon. Henry's a very smart guy, and I have a lot of respect for Henry. But Henry has a very poor money management skills. Henry makes about $250,000 every year. But Henry spent a lot of money. Henry does not like to budget. Henry does not have delayed gratification. Henry lives large. So at the end of the month, Henry's always broke. And every time I talk to Henry, I say, Henry, how are you broke? However, take my friend James, for example. James makes about $50,000 a year. However, the difference, James follow his budget. He saved about 20% of his income, and then use those income to invest in real estate. And today, James owns several houses and then use them as rental properties. Now, fast forward, Henry lives in a very extravagant house. It's huge. He drives the newest car. But however, Henry's always broke. James, he lives below his means. James always have enough. Like I said, you don't have to take giant steps, just baby steps until you get there. And I promise you, if you stay consistent, within a few months, you will notice a big difference. The third and final principle that I'm going to cover is to save to invest. Now, I know you've heard that it's important and it's vital to your future to save, but I want you to go a little bit further than that. I want you to save and then invest it, because that's what's going to allow you to build a future that you truly want. And it does not matter how much money you make, as I just illustrated with Henry and Jam. What's important is that you save and that you develop a consistent pattern of saving. For example, one of your goals for saving, to put a 20% down on a house to become a homeowner. And I know a lot of people don't want to become a homeowner or afraid because of the responsibility that it brings. But it brings you peace of mind and allow you to build financial stability at the same time. Now, I was fortunate about a decade ago to have met Jam. And from meeting James, I was able to shift my belief on what it means to establish financial stability. And over the years, I remember when I first started out, I started out with $50 a month. I saved $50 a month, and it took me nearly a year to save about $500. And I turned around and I used that $500 and got into the stock market. And I continued to save, and I continued to put my money in the stock market. I continued to save, and I continued to put my money in the stock market. And over the years, I've become an investor. I've developed a strategy, and I'll save 20% of my income, invest it toward the stock market. And I'll use the proceeding from the stock market to invest toward a 20% down on a rental property. And I've been doing that for the past several years, and I've done that every single year. So if I can do it, I know that you can do it as well. And like I said, it's possible for you to do these things. I'm going to make additional videos that will explain exactly how you can do the same thing that I've done over my lifetime. Again, I share these things with you in the hopes that you will start taking action in order to accomplish some of the same thing that I've accomplished. And I know that if I can do it, you can as well. Now, today, we talked about financial stability. Don't be discouraged. Remember the 3 principles, always. If you don't already have a budget, ensure that you develop a budget so that way you can start tracking your spending so that you can adjust. Number 2, don't engage in what I call purchase to impress. Live below your means so that way you can build your financial legs. Number 3, save, save, save. Not only save, but save to invest so that way you can build your future. Develop goals to motivate you to achieve that financial stability. Remember, it does not matter how much you make. What matters is how much you save. Take control of your future by putting these 3 principles into practice. And until we meet again next week, be bold to change your life.